Well, I had a little problem on my last brew day. You see, as I was getting ready to pull my yeast starter, it actually slipped off the stir plate, broke my flask, yeast went everywhere, and so I figured I got to do something about this. I think the big culprit was the little stir plate that I had built years ago. It's just simply too small. I made this out of a little computer router case, and it just never was the right thing. Never really cared for it, and so finally, after the disaster, I figured now I'm going to go ahead and build up a new one. So I'm going to go through it really quick. This is a very simple project. Basically, I've pulled the guts out of this, and I'm going to put them in my new box and make something that's a whole lot more effective, frankly, nicer looking. So let me pull the camera. We'll take a look at the different pieces. So here's what we have. Basically, you can see it's a cigar box. I've seen people make them out of cardboard and other things, and to me, while that might be functional, it just doesn't look very good. So I'm kind of going for something a little more appealing. Closer inspection here, we see the fan. That's a 12-volt DC fan, probably out of a computer or something. And I have two strong magnets that I glued to the top of it. Now I did that because they're larger size and quite strong, whereas before I had tried to use a disk drive rare earth magnet, and while functionally it worked okay, it just was not the way to go. So got on Amazon, I bought a pack of these, $4 or $5. I'll include a link to it below so you can see what I've got. Then you see I have 4 bolts that I'll use to mount that up. I've already put the power feed through in the connector on the back. The only other thing that I'll show is when I drilled the holes, I drilled them so they're nice, and then I actually countersink them so that the bottom is flush. It's flat. It's not going to wobble around. A final note here. For the power wart, I'm going to use that guy. The fan's a 12-volt fan. This is a 9-volt output on this. And I'm using the 9-volt because it can give me the spin rate that I want. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to put this all together and I'll show you what we have. You'll see how easy it really is. Okay, she's all done, so let's see what we've got. First off, coming on the back, got the power plug. If I flip over to the bottom, you'll note that as I countersunk these, I couldn't quite get them deep enough to have it be flat as could be, so I added these little rubber feet to each corner. The inside is about as simple as it gets. Have the fan with the magnets on it, just mounted with those 4 bolts. That's all there is to it. And I positioned it this way so that as the lid closes, it is as close to the magnets as possible. So let's see it in action. This is a 3-liter flask. I'll turn it this way so you can see the graduation on it. I have about 2.2 liters in it. If I plug it in, we'll get it going. Total time to do this job was about a half an hour. And really some of that was just because I'm kind of picky and a bit of perfectionist, wanting to have everything perfectly straight. But again, the new box and my old crappy one that led to this disaster. I hope this helps. Yeast starter stir plate, super easy to do. Get the right supplies. Costs next to nothing, maybe $10 altogether, and you'll be good to go. Thanks for watching. We'll catch up with you later.